Hi, how you do? It's Lukas here. Today I thought that I talk a bit of branding and marketing. After you have put a lot of effort in a new track, something like this, and spend hours and hours or days, it makes a bit of sense to spend some time with the track arts. My latest track is Break of Dawn. It's a tech house track, and let's have a quick preview how it sounds like. I already created the track artwork and it looks like this. And you can already see that the title Break of Dawn is coming from the sample used in the track. Canva is very simple to use cloud application that allows you to create pretty much any kinds of graphical arts. And you can see there are, for example, Facebook cover or Facebook post or Instagram or various kinds of A4 documents or business cards and graphics. So this is perfectly suitable for creating some track arts as well. And to start with, we need to set the size to a square. For example, SoundCloud recommends at least minimum 800 pixels by 800 pixels size. What I have here is 1000 times 1000 pixels, and it works for our purposes nicely. The way this Canva works is that when you start, you'll get a blank white sheet where you can start populating with various templates or elements, or you can use your own uploads and add some texts. Let's start working on this. How do you get from this very basic graphical picture to something like more polished final version? That's a really good question. And in the beginning, I didn't even have this. I only had this blank sheet with my artist name on it. So what I did was that since the song is about Break of Dawn, I went to Elements and I typed in Dawn. And then I looked into the search results. As you can see, there's plenty of Dawn themed graphics and pictures here. If we click on this graphics, it only filters the graphics that we could find useful. Let's see if I'm able to find yeah, there it is. I found this kind of sun picture presenting dawn, and I thought this is a good starting point. So usually when you have the empty score in the door, or when you have the empty sheet for the artwork, it can be a bit intimidating. But as soon as you add something in, it becomes immediately easier to see in which direction you should go. So I found this picture, I thought this is nice, and I turned the background into yellow. You can see it here. We can change it. I click this background and then I choose the color. Let's set it to something like this. So it's immediately much more appealing. Then I thought that since this is about breaking something, breaking of dawn, I thought that maybe I could edit this image and apply a filter. You can see there are loads and loads of different kinds of filters, and applying these immediately give some dramatic results. Sometimes you can go for a more brave approach, and sometimes much more less is a perfect fit. So I thought this sliced approach could work. There are also control on this. I set slices something like 6, and you can play with the offset, how much slicing there would be applied, and also the position. I thought this could work. So I had the result that was something like this. As the next element, I tried to introduce this kind of ring. It's kind of a flare which I thought could work as a background, and if combined with this slide sun element, it almost kind of could work. On top of this, I tried to introduce this breaking out of somewhere idea, and I found this picture of bars, but it doesn't quite fit in this picture. Even if you play with these individual elements, and you can also change this transparency, the picture was like this. I couldn't quite make these bars fit this overall feeling of this picture. This flare spinned another idea I have shown here on the other page, and it's that if I add empty page here and I drag, let's try to drag this, bring this to front. Oh, it doesn't become visible. Let's try to copy paste. There it is. I thought that perhaps if I make this larger like this and play with the colors, you can see there's brown and red here, but if I change this to cyan or blue, and then the other color could be, for example, yellow, I could have something like this. So you can see it becomes similar to what I had here. Also, for this one, I have added this disk and then some rays. So if I put the rays and this disk back, it looks like this. This could have been alternative part to this design, but I kind of didn't like this. But after I was playing with this disk idea, and instead of having that disk, I went back to my idea, my original idea, that was this one. I thought that I need to make this stand out a bit more. So what I did was that I copy and paste. You can also use those key combinations or keyboard shortcuts. So now we have 2 of these, and I thought that if I play with this duplicate and choose, for example, something like this, pop, and I bring back to front the other picture, then perhaps these pictures would stand out a bit better. You can see, depending on which way you overlay this picture, it affects the feeling quite a lot. Let's put this sun-like picture back there as well. By using the keyboard, you can fine-tune the position to make it more precise. And then we add this sparkle. It's difficult to catch since it's behind all the other elements, so let's bring this to front. Let's put these back like this. And this could be placed somewhere here, for example. But I wasn't quite happy with this design either. From those previous designs, I only kept these rays and highlights, and you can find these kind of pictures and patterns, for example, by searching rays. And here on the left, you can immediately see that these results, and if you choose graphics, these rays here on the left, they are similar to what I found previously on this screen. I thought that I'll go back to search for the dawn, and this time it was this picture that caught my attention. So let's drag this picture here like this. And then while I was playing or fooling around with these effects once again, I tried this one, and I very much liked it. So now you can see that this direction also starts to remind the result I finally had. So at this point I thought that I need to add the track title. I went to text. I took one of these texts like this, and I typed here break, and instead of fresh, it could be break fresh as well, but let's write dawn like this. These two lines are grouped, so we need to ungroup them, make them separate, and then we just reposition them a bit and play with the font colors. Maybe instead of black we choose, for example, this red, like this. This element could be a bit bigger, and it's really easy to resize these elements just by dragging the corners of the text box. For the off, I thought that it would be nicer to use some other kind of font, so somehow I end up with something like this. Let's get rid of this second line. This we can make more narrow. Okay, now it's behind another text box. Let's set the color to red for that one as well. And we have this. This flare this is something I kept, but let's bring this to front and resize a bit. So you can see that same way when you are creating your song and you are starting to have the most prominent elements in place, then you can start adding some sheen or sparkle or subtle effects here and there. For these artworks, it's the same. For example, without this highlight, the artwork looks clear and it works already. But with these kind of little things, we can enhance the picture even more. It looks quite nice already, I think. Then for this text, there is a shadow on this text. Let's set it to white. Okay, it wasn't this one. We need to go to text effects, and here there are different kinds of text styles you could lift, or you could have different colors and different properties for the text shadow. And this time we will set this shadow to white. To make it equal to the text dawn here below. Then we need more rays. Can we find anything with this radius? Not really. Maybe the ray is better. Let's see, was it this one I was trying out, or this one? I simply drag and drop the element. Okay, this is the wrong one. Sometimes it's a bit difficult to try to grab exactly the item that you need to grab, because these elements, they are piled on top of each others, and when there's another element on top, then you can't grab the one that's behind. So this didn't work. Let's try again, like that. Let's make it a bit smaller, rotate a bit. I thought something like this would be nice. It's kind of sun rays. Rotate a bit. And then we move this to back. So this looks quite promising already, but at this point I felt that the upper right corner is too empty. So I copy-pasted this element, Command C, Command V, and I flipped it horizontally, vertically, and got it somewhere here. Let's send this to back as well. And now we are quite close to the final version. I wanted to make these rays here less prominent looking, and I thought that I'll try something greenish here. Maybe not that much. Maybe something like this. So now we have seen how you can create some artworks for your tracks too. These tracks will generate interest and attract the potential listeners to click on your track, and they will get to listen to the music that you have produced. When creating these artworks, you can use exactly the same set of skills when producing. You have certain ideas, and around that you will add some elements that are supporting the main idea. Just aim for clarity and keep it straightforward. All the best with your graphical designs, and see you next time. Bye! Thanks for watching!
Up until the break of